Thank you for the opportunity to provide opponent testimony on House Bill 649. The Franklin County Prosecutor's Office shares this committee's commitment to protecting public dollars and holding bad actors accountable. Fraud, whether in publicly funded child care system or elsewhere, is a serious crime, and our office has a clear record of prosecuting it. For example, following the COVID-19 pandemic, our office received approximately 50 cases involving fraud, tied to pandemic relief funds that were referred to us by the Ohio State Highway Patrol and the Ohio Inspector General's Office. Those cases ranged roughly from $24,000 to $7 million in alleged fraud. We did not reject a single properly referred case, not one. Each matter was carefully reviewed, presented to the grand jury, and many remain actively being prosecuted today. That is the record of an office that takes fraud seriously and pursues charges when the evidence supports it. That is why it is important to address something said in this room last week. At the last hearing on House Bill 649, Representative Josh Williams, the sponsor of this bill, stated that the Franklin County prosecutor is unwilling to prosecute child care fraud and cited a $204,000 case as evidence of said inaction. That characterization is simply inaccurate, and I believe this committee deserves a clear understanding of the facts. Neither I nor does the Franklin County Prosecutor's Office has ever rejected or declined to prosecute a child care fraud case. There is a critical fact missing from Representative Williams' testimony. A prosecutor cannot charge what a prosecutor has never received. In 2025, the Franklin County Prosecutor's Office received 0 referrals to fraud involving child care or daycare centers. We were never given a case to act on. In that same testimony, Representative Williams stated that the Franklin County Prosecutor's Office is not willing to, quote, proactively prosecute a fraud case. Quite simply, prosecutors cannot prosecute a case that has never been referred to them. That is not an excuse. It is how our justice system is designed. Prosecutors do not conduct investigations of any kind. Fraud investigations are conducted by entities such as the Inspector General or the Auditor of the State. A prosecutor's role begins once an investigation is completed and a case is referred to the prosecutor's office for review. If the General Assembly wants to strengthen the investigation or referral process of child care fraud, this office stands ready to support that effort. But dismantling local prosecutorial authority statewide is not a solution. In practice, it will make enforcement more distant, slower, and less accountable to the communities affected. Local prosecutors are embedded in our communities. We work every day with local law enforcement and state agencies, and we are directly accountable to the voters we serve. That accountability is fundamental to how our justice system works. I am also aware that some legislators have discussed a possible amendment that would create what amounts to a right of first refusal for county prosecutors, allowing the Attorney General to take a case if a prosecutor does not act within a certain number of days. We oppose that approach as well. Any fixed timeline is inherently artificial. A case referred to a prosecutor may require additional investigation before a charging decision can be made, and those investigative steps are often outside of the prosecutor's control. More importantly, there is no evidence that county prosecutors are unwilling to pursue these cases or would treat them any differently than any other felony fraud matter, and so there is no justification for removing our authority to do so. Public trust is essential to every elected office. This legislation erodes that by representing to the public that county prosecutors can't be trusted to adhere to their statutory and professional conduct duties. I will not allow a false narrative to go unchallenged, not when it is being used to dismantle the very structure of local accountability that makes this office work for Ohio communities. This office stands with the Ohio Prosecuting Attorneys Association in opposition to House Bill 649 and any other legislation that would weaken the power of county prosecutors, including House Bill 647. Local prosecution means local accountability, and that is not something we should surrender without a fight. Before moving forward with this legislation that would fundamentally alter that system, we respectfully urge the committee to request a full accounting of the referral history for the type of cases the sponsor cited. The facts matter, and right now, the facts do not support this legislation. Thank you for your time. I'm happy to answer any questions. I also have with me Jay Moore, our Director of the Economic Crimes Units that's in my office that would also handle these cases should one be referred to our office. Thank you.